Now it's time to learn about the Cottingley Fairies, a story that combines young women, alcohol and faking it, and for once doesn't end with me sitting on the edge of the bed crying. Charlotte Ritchie tells this one after 4 pints of beer.
What is it?
Wine.
And a bottle of white wine.
This is the story of the Cottingley Fairies, and there's this guy to help me out. So, right, I'm taking you back. 1917. For most people, 1917, shit. But for Elsie Griffiths and Frances Wright, this is the day that's gone pretty well. They're playing in the bottom of the garden. Oh, Frances, please don't splash me with all that water. Mum and Dad hate it when we're covered in water all the time. They're from Bradford. That's the accent. Every day they come back. Mum, Polly, says, Polly, why? Sorry, Frances, why are you always covered in water? Frances is like, I love it when I get all my clothes all wet. And Elsie goes, shut up, you know, it's because of the fairies. It's because of the fairies. Fairies, Mum. Dad says, bullshit, girls. Sorry to swear in front of you, but bullshit. Frances goes, that's so rude. I'm only the cousin. I'm not even your daughter. It's so embarrassing to swear in front of me. Elsie goes, right, if you don't believe me, just give us your camera then. Dad says, fine, if you're so crazy about these fairies. Oh, God. Where am I now? Manchester, sorry. Here's my camera. Take the photos. Fine, I'm gonna take the photograph. So they take it to the Beck and they go, fairies, please, we know that you're a very private gang of people, but please will you take a photograph with us? So the fairies are like, yes, absolutely. We'd love to be exposed to the human race through this format. This is the way that we want everybody to know about our existence. So they dance around Frances, who's like that. So the girls are like, Mum and Dad, look what we've got. Mum and Dad, they squeak. Would you believe it? I've got it on the camera. Dad sees the girls looking lovely, but he sees these fairies and he thinks, this is great, but why do they look like paper? He says, girls, this is bullshit. I'm looking right at the paper that they're made of. I don't believe it. None of this is going to go anywhere, and I'm sure as heck no famous writer is going to pick this up and make this famous. That's for sure. But then Mum goes, wowee, this is absolutely fucking 100% legit. And I'm part of the Theologist. Oh, shit. What is the name of that society?
Theosophical Society.
Cooey, I heard that. I'm part of the Theosophical Society, miraculously.
Which ultimately means what?
Believing in supernatural things. Brilliant. I'm going to send them to the Theosophical Society. The girl's like, yes! This is awesome! And secretly high-fiving, being like, Frances, don't say a fucking thing about it not being real. Goodness gracious, that goes down, doesn't it? So, she gets these pictures to the Theosophical Society, and they go absolutely wild for it. They cannot believe it. They go, wowee, this is incredible. Actual fairies, I can't believe it. I've never seen a fairy. I've always hoped to. Have you? Yeah, I've seen one once. Well, we didn't believe you because you were drunk. So they put on an exhibition and they go, this stuff is real. The exhibition is seen by a man called Edward Gardner, who's a theosophist. A guy that believes in fairies. He looks at multiple photographs, perhaps, and says, that's interesting. I can see a gnome there. There's a possibility of an alien in this cornfield. What the heck is this? Says Edward Gardner. Fairies right next to young girls. He thinks, this is my day. This is my dream come true. So this is the big deal. This has repercussions, bam, 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 all over England. And the big cheese that is known as Arthur Conan Doyle, he has been writing Sherlock. He's a famous rationalist. He's good at plots, so good at plots. He's super clever, but he's a huge spiritualist. And he would love, it seems, to believe in fairies. He gets wind of this, so he says, Edward Gardner, I feel very, very passionately about fairies, but unfortunately, I don't have the care or the time to go and meet these fairies. Please, will you go and talk to these girls? And Edward Gardner does. for his good friend, Arthur Conan Doyle, writer of Sherlock. Sherlock. So he goes up there and he says, girls! And they were like, ah, who are you? He says, I'm Edward Gardner and I'm a theosophist. Theosophist. I'm a theosophist. And I'm very drunk. He says, right, it's really important that we photograph these fairies. And we brought 2 more cameras and the girls look at each other like that. Oh, God, oh, shit, fuck, okay, right. Do you remember that? Yeah. And so they hang around like that. And then eventually they're like, seriously, nothing's gonna happen unless you just, like, fuck off. Edward is like, fine, I will go and have a cup of tea with your father and your mother, the cynic and the believer, and I will let you take photographs. And the girls are like, yes, snap happy, let's fucking do this. They take loads of photographs. Like, they're styling it out, what's going on, that's it, and that happens. They go to Edward and he goes, brilliant. Thank you so much. Arthur Conan Doyle is going to be beside himself with excitement. And the girl's like, yeah, thank you so much. Brilliant. I want to hear from you for another 70 years. So Edward Conan Doyle, he's like, oh, I hope those fairies are real because I love them and I like the idea of them. And Edward goes, these girls have shown me the photographs and they're real. And Arthur goes, oh my God, fairies are real. So Arthur Conan Doyle takes the photos and he publishes them and puts it out to the world. And then these pictures of these girls go worldwide. I mean, everyone wants to believe in fairies. So Arthur Conan Doyle said, as soon as you have evidence of fairies, everything can be real. The Loch Ness Monster can be real. Bigfoot can be real. Jabba the Hutt can be real. Fucking yes! Fairies are real. It wasn't to last. In 1978, a cynic called James Randi, who's a skeptic and an illusionist and magician, looked at the photographs and said, whoa, 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 whoa. I think these fairies that I've seen in these pictures existed in a book that was published exactly the same time as these fairy pictures came out. There's no way that fairies would have shown themselves to these girls and then also posed for a book. So, is it a hoax? Is the question. I'm honestly so drunk, it's absolutely awful. So the group of spiritualists who believe in this kind of thing, they go to see the girls who are now in their 80s, and they ask them, come on, girls, did you fake it? Did you fake the art? Did you fake the answers? Let's be real. Did you fake the photographs? And the girls say, yes, we did. We did. Good and proper. It was all a joke. Elsa's like, give a shit, I don't care, you believe me. Arthur Conan Doyle, you think you're so great, but you fucking believe me. So the girls came clean in the fairies. This is horrible, it's my worst nightmare. Okay. The girls came clean. Please let me go home. Okay.
The question is this some kind of elaborate hoax? No, it isn't. We really are making a TV show where comedians get off their fucking tits. That's all for part 1. Join us after the break for a very gassy Nish Kumar.
His invention... I farted again. I'm so sorry.
Welcome back to Drunk History, a show that has history in its blood and a whole lot of alcohol.
Fucking yes!
Next up, we have the story of Sir Barnes Wallis and the Dam Busters. Took a lot of brave men to complete that mission. But lest we forget, Joel Dommett drank a pint of cider, 4 snake bites, a bottle of WKD, a Jaeger bomb, and a whole bunch of champers before telling us about it. Now that's heroism.
Oh, that was so good! That was so good! So this is the story of the Dam Busters. The Dam Busters. It's 1941, and it's the middle of the Blitz. Like, morale was bad. People were feeling so sad. And there was this guy called Barnes Wallace. He up, lad. Tell you what, I'm an aeronautical engineer. I'm from the up north, beyond the wall. Guys, I need to help the war. How do I, Barnes Wallace, help to war? I'm gonna do some investigations. Barnes Wallace went to the library, which is basically that's what the internet used to be. And he started reading a book about German dams, and in this book, it said there was 2 German dams in the Ruhr area. And if these German dams were, like, destroyed, it's gonna really cost Germany's industry. He was reading this, and he was like, oh, mate, I need to bloody make a bomb that breaks this dam. And then German industry falls to the ground, and Germany will be at its knees. Yes, please. I'm gonna stop the bloody war. And obviously, at that point, the librarian was like, shush, please. You don't understand, librarian. I'm gonna stop the fucking war. And she's like, yeah, but seriously, there's rules here. And essentially there's one rule. And the one rule is you need to be quiet in the library. So Barnes Wallace, he needs help. And along comes a guy called A.R. Dick Collins. Bloody legend. He was a scientist. He was always pushing his glasses up on his nose. And he was like, hey, Barnes Wallace, I'll help you. And Barnes says, oh, I bloody love some help. And so they created a beautiful partnership. Dick Collins was like, how upon the earth can you get a bomb to hit the dam? The dam, it has a torpedo net. Torpedo net means they can't go under the water, mate. They can't go under the water. They need to go over the water somehow. How do they do that? And he thought to himself, he was like, hey, I remember back in day, I used to skim stones upon sea. What bad if I did that with a bomb? If I would like throw a bomb and we skimmed her, destroy the entire of German industry. I'm gonna try this. Dick was like, I'm bloody well up for this stuff. And so they started doing experiments in like a bathtub. They were naked. They were just both in the bathtub together naked. Both naked. Definitely naked. Throwing marbles to try and see whether they could blow up a dam. So they finish the experiments. They get some pretty solid experiments. So they take it to Bomber Command called Arthur Bomber Harris. And they're like, hey, Arthur Bomber Harris, you listening? I've got a bouncing bomb that's gonna end the war. Harris is like, no, like, I've heard these bad ideas before. Get out right now. I've heard it. I've heard the gay bomb. That's something that someone said. The gay bomb. What happens is that you drop the bomb and it drops an aphrodisiac and it makes all men love other men. And then they can't fight because they just want to like bum each other. I've heard the bat bomb. The bat bomb is that you put a bomb on a bat. Third idea, shit bomb. You drop the bomb and it makes everyone smell of shit. And then everyone, once they're smelling of shit, the morale is so bad because everyone's like, mate, you smell of shit. Come on, I promise you, this is not a bad idea. This is not a shit or a bat or a gay. I want to just bounce some shit into a dam, man. Like, simple, yo. Harris is like, all right, I'll give you 12 weeks to make this happen. What? 12 weeks time? That is like 3 times 4 weeks. Okay, I will try my best to get a bomb ready for that time. Oh, when does this champagne end? So, Wallace works around the clock to get the bomb ready. 16th of May, 1943. It's the day of the raids, guys. So Harris and Wallace have just gathered all of the pilots for a mission. There's this guy called Guy Gibson. He's the main pilot on the mission. Guy Gibson is like, everyone explain to me what's gonna go on in this mission. Wallace says, you need to fly at 60 feet, which is lower than anyone has ever flown. And then we're gonna drop a bomb and it's gonna skim across the water. It's gonna hit dam. And Guy Gibson's like, mate, you are speaking some sort of witchcraft. Me and all of my squadron, we're gonna die. We're gonna die, mate. I'm really scared. I'm not gonna be able to make love to my wife again. So, they have to do it. All of the aircraft, they have to scramble towards Germany. So far away. Harris and Wallace, they go to a bunker together. They're listening to everything that Guy Gibson is doing via Morse code. I mean, it's very tense. First plane, drop down. Oh no. Harris is devastated. Devastated. Second plane. Hits a power line. Goes down. Oh my God. Third plane. Technical difficulties. Turns back, third plane. Fourth plane. It comes out. A fourth plane. Direct hit. Direct hit. No destruction. The bomb didn't work. What? They're having no luck. They're down to their final bomb. There's one bomb left. Oh no. Oh, I'm so stressed. This is like 3 years worth of work. So it's the final bomb. Final plane. He's like, bombs away. Good luck, everybody. It hits the water. It's so tense. It goes short. Everyone's like, oh my God. Devastated. And then the Morse code comes through. And then Wallace turns to Harris and he's like, what does that just say? Tell me. And then Harris goes, oh my God. Oh! Ah! The bomb worked! Oh my God, I'm so happy right now. The damage that the fourth plane did destroys the wall. And the wall falls apart and everyone goes mental. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I've won the war. And Barnes Wallace just went on a history. Like, history. Like, we have beat those Nazis.
We start tonight with a story about King Henry VIII, which, even though it happened 500 years ago, will be all too familiar to anyone who's ever tried internet dating. Here's Rob Beckett, who, after knocking back 3 pints of strong lager, 8 whiskies and 6 shots of Zambuca, is settling down to tell the tale.
What? Shall I look at you or that? We all know King Henry VIII had an absolute nightmare of women, but his decision to marry Anne of Cleves was an absolute shocker. Right, picture the scene. It's 16th century England, and old Henry is on the lookout for a new woman. So King Henry VIII is like, Cromwell, mate, I need some help. I need a new wife. I've not had the best luck. Like, do you know what I mean? I've divorced one, I've chopped one's head off, and one died in childbirth. And Cromwell's like, Henry, it's not your fault. And Henry's like, well, one definitely was. Cromwell's like, stop being hard on yourself. Do not worry. I've found one for you. Germany. Fitbird. Alban the Younger. Your artist. He's going to paint the shit out of her. Cromwell, cracking idea. Holborn, your quality at drawing, painting, pictures. Holborn, you're good at your job. That's why I've got you. Holborn goes off, does a quick painting. Well, I don't know how long it took. I mean, I wasn't there. He goes, King Henry VIII. This is Anne of Cleves. And King Henry VIII could not be happier. He is like, yes, she is proper fit, Holborn. That is a bit of me. Boys, you've done good. I've seen a lot of women. I've never been fully erect at a painting before. I've seen this bad boy. I've hit the roof. Anne of Cleves, beautiful. What a painting, Holborn. Good work. There's a raise. 3 guineas. Cromwell's like, I've nailed it. Holborn's like, I'm pretty good at paintings. Job done. Bring her to me. She turns up in England, and Henry VIII is like, quality. She's here. She's in town. So he's well up for it. He's happy. He's excited. He's like, Cleves is here. Loving a bit of Cleves. I've seen the painting. Now she's here. Say what? That's what Henry VIII's saying. Verbatim. That is in the books. That is in the record books. He's excited. But he's almost too excited that he can't see her first. He sends off his mate Brown. Andrew Brown. I think that might be it.
It was Anthony.
Anthony Brown! And he turns up to see her. He walks in, sees her, and he's worried. He's concerned because she is not the painting. I don't know if you've ever seen anyone ravaged by smallpox. It's like gremlins. What am I going to do? Brown goes back to Henry, and Henry goes, so, Brown, what's she like? I've had her transported from Germany. And Brown looks at him in the eyes and does what any good man or good friend would do and says, Henry, she's absolutely quality, mate. You're gonna love her. Then Brown fucks right off. He's like, fuck this shit. She's a rotter. He's got the ump. He loves a bit of the axe. I'm getting right out of here. I'm going to fucking Ibiza for the season. What more could he do? Who's gonna... He kills his wives. What's he gonna do to his mate that goes, yeah, she's a fucking... Henry, I've seen her. It's not on, is it? We can't do that. What did she look like? Not gonna lie to you, Henry. Oh, this is the best day of my life. Do you know, I used to work at a fucking market. I used to sell compost. I'm getting paid to get shit-faced. It's like a weird dream. So Henry cannot wait to see Anne of Cleves. He's looking at her portrait. He's so excited. So what he does is he decides to surprise her early, whaps on his little disguise, and off he goes. I don't think whaps is a word, is it? Cleavesy, she's sitting there. He turns up, cops off with her, grabs her. She's like, what are you doing, mate? Henry VIII, if you can try and pull a bird, dress as a king. I don't know a lot about pulling women, but if I was a king, I would dress as one. Anyway, he takes off all the disguise, sees her, and he is like, what the fucking hell is that? What am I going to do? I can't do anything. The treaty's been signed. The purchase order has been signed off. I've got to do it. And he ends up having to marry her. So poor old Anna Cleves is at the end of the bed. She's in her lingerie. Anna Cleves is in all her sexy outfit. She's at the end of the bed going, H, Henry ate thereof. I'm yours. And he's like, fuck off, love. So basically, I know I am steaming now, so hopefully this is correct. They wouldn't have sex. Henry was just like, oh, no go. He annulled it. Because he wouldn't have sex if he got it annulled, then she got Eva Castle. How's that for a divorce? The moral of the story is, if your mate goes to Germany, draws a picture of a woman, don't marry her. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think you need me to tell you that. I'm absolutely fucked.